good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank y'all so much for joining the live stream. Yeah, I'm running a little late because Grab delivered my breakfast late, and you got to eat breakfast. Shout out to the NTZ crew. What's up, Beach of Life? I know Jacob Tanjay's on here. There he is. Shout out to all my 4-quarter members and Patreon members. We're gonna have another members only live stream coming up. Let me know if I've got a good signal here, man, because put a 1 in there because I'm on the Airbnb Wi-Fi. What's up, Raymond? All my 4-quarter members. I love the chime. Hey, y'all, I appreciate y'all, man. What's up, Elat? Unfiltered Black Abroad. Okay, thanks, Jacob. All my old heads. There's Elat on here. What's up? Rag Jam Rock. I saw Icy on here. Where's Icy? Where did she go? Oh, there. Any new viewers and subscribers, welcome. Anybody catching this on replay? Man, the peso is 58.62. I started to read an article about why it was weakening last night, man. I fell asleep. I'm going to have to read it today. But yeah, it's 58.62. I took advantage of it yesterday and went to Cafe Racer and had my favorite. They got a filet mignon over there, man. It's spectacular. It's tender, it's juicy. 495 pesos. You get 2 sides with it. I mean, delicious, man. I'm in Dumaguete right now. I've run into a couple of subscribers here, even in this Airbnb, which, by the way, is the cleanest Airbnb I've ever stayed in the Philippines. I'm talking about as far as a condo. Because, Heidi's Cabin is number 1 with me, but as far as a condo in all the Philippines, this thing is, I guess it's new. The Marina Spatial. Right on the boulevard, right across from the ocean, man. $30 a night, believe it or not, man. Crazy, right? There's no roaches. This thing is spick and span. I'm going to put it on one of my videos I'm going to make. I'm here for my extension, and then Merlin she'll be here Friday because she's going to a bodybuilding contest here. What's up? Jump Retaliate said, give it to us straight today, Cal. Oh, wait, that's what's called the real nitty gritty. Yeah, I always give it to you straight. But, guys like you and all my regular followers, man, and community, y'all can understand it, man. Y'all appreciate it. But it's damn if I do, damn if I don't. I made a video yesterday trying to help, people who may be affected by that auto dubbing. And I'll be damned, I'm getting pushback on that. Oh, we cut that off months ago. Well, if your channel doesn't have any traction, okay, remember, turning off auto dubbing is not a substitute for good content. I mean, if you got traction, if you used to seeing 10, 15, 20,000 views, then all of a sudden you getting 3 and 4, something's wrong. If the Filipino P, I said that a long time ago, silently in my mind, I was like, wow, her videos just aren't getting that many views anymore. But that's what it is. I guarantee you, she's got that auto dubbing on. And all the other big ones. Look at Paul, Old Dog New Trick. He's getting 11,000 and stuff like that. Man, Paul is used to getting 29, 40, 60. And where I'm used to getting, 8 to 10,000, I'm getting 2. I was getting 2. My subscriptions had stopped. Okay, they had stopped for months and months. Hit the thumbs up, man. Subscribe, man. I'm trying to hit 70,000. I want to hit 100,000, but I see what was going on. Maybe now I can. Y'all know I got the best live stream on this damn thing in the Philippines. That's the cold hard facts, okay? I watch the same garbage y'all watch, man. Come on. Give me some support. You know, that's all I'm saying. All that little boring ass shit. They going line by line. They don't have no topic. They don't have nothing to talk about. But y'all click on there and they done shot past me. I'm standing still over here. That's the cold hard facts. What's up, Roger? But yeah, I put that video out there. It's going to help some people. The people it's supposed to help. Hell, if you're a smaller channel, you're not even monetized. The algorithm hasn't caught you yet. And you pushing back. I'm like, hold up, man. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. But I'm going to keep on being me. You know. What's up, Cisco? Yeah, I appreciate you, Jacob, man. Because I really didn't know, even though this has got good, fast Wi-Fi here. I mean, this place is sharp, man. There's no telling how much they paid for this thing. But it's spick and span clean. Everything's brand new. But that's what the owner said. They said they just opened this up for Airbnb in May. But it had a lot of good reviews. See, when I first started using Airbnb, I didn't even read the reviews, man. Boy, did I get myself in some jackpot situations. I was staying with people, all kind of crazy stuff. But now, I use the reviews, man. Now, I'm rolling. He says, I see you matching with the background. Nice. No, honestly, this is my shirt. Shout out to Emmanuel Finley. He sent me this. This is a running shirt, a walking shirt. I usually wear it early in the morning. I'm going to wear it early in the morning when I do my walking. Because, when I'm places like Dumagetti, I walk early. So it can show. But yeah, this is just a coincidence, Elad. I'm glad you brought that out. I didn't even notice it. But yeah, that video is going to help the people it's supposed to help. It helped me. I promise you, man. Shout out to Cal Ellis, man. I met him. I consider him a friend of mine now. Matter of fact, his girlfriend and Merlin are like the best of friends. He said, hey, look at this. He's a techie. He's got great equipment and all that kind of stuff. He's like Michael Beecher Light. I would have never saw that video had he not given it to me. I cut that thing on, man. It was almost immediate results. Hey, thank you. He said, nice shirt, man. Emmanuel Finley sent me a Balik buying box a few years ago, about 3 years ago, maybe a little bit more. And this guy spent money, man. I mean, you see, I still got this stuff. It still looks new. He sent me a purple one. He sent me some of the best dry fit shirts I've ever had. I wouldn't even have bought him my shirt. Towels he sent me that I use in the guest house. I mean, them thick towels, like in the bath towels, like you find in them fine 5-star hotels. And this guy sent a heck of a buying box. I was embarrassed, really. I was like, man, I know he went to the bank on that, but yeah, he sent that to me. He said, like number 19. What's up, Reginald Wallace? What's up? And yeah, guys, y'all need to loosen up, man. I threw my wig on. Y'all asked me to put it back on. I was just trying to have a straight face. And people was really in the comments thinking that I done sold out and, and I'm really going to wear that wig. Come on, man. Give me some credit. What's up from Florida? Hey, what's up, Johnny? Yeah, show some love. He said, hey, Cal, great info on your last video about auto dubbing. Thank you. You're welcome, man. I'm glad you could appreciate it, man, because it's damn if I do, damn if I don't, man. If I give it to you, the cold, hard facts like I'm going to do today, he's angry. But then if I give it to you the good side, because I'm going to give you the good side, we're going to be gone for a few days. I'm going to be on the White Sand Beach somewhere when I leave Dumagetti. I'm going to give you the good side. Then they'll say, oh, look, he's sugarcoating it. He said, hey, Cal, I didn't know if you planned it like that, but the wall behind you matches your shirt. Yeah, Elat. I'm sorry, Elat. She mentioned that to me. What's up, Rashard? Hey, Paul, are you still here in Dumagetti? Oh, okay. He's in the U.S. This is my buddy here, man. Whenever I come to Dumagetti, he took me out to eat. I was going to return the favor because he knows all those little places to eat here. He said, there's the man telling us the nitty gritty. Sorry, I'm still in the U.S. itching to get back in a couple of weeks. And you're right about advanced settings. As I saw it, my comment section missing. I'm going to tell you, man, a lot of people wasn't getting my videos and all kind of stuff. The auto dubbing sends my videos or your videos out to markets that it normally wouldn't send to. And then, people in Brazil don't want to hear about the Philippines. They're looking at me like I'm crazy and I'm speaking Portuguese. And because they might click on it and click off, or they might even not click on it at all. It messes up everything. The algorithm catches that, man. And your channel will start going like this. In 2 weeks, my money went up $700, man. Hey, thanks, man. He said, you damn right, Cal. You easily the best and the best at educating people. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you got to pat yourself on the back because these haters ain't going to give you no credit. I watch the same videos y'all watch. I don't see how y'all can watch them live streams. But them is the big ass bloggers, man. They're getting all the money and all that, man. Hell, give me some likes. Give me some subscriptions, man. He said, yeah, they're also pushing the new channels. And my notifications aren't showing up as I signed up for this one and not showing up yet. And you can treat Maryland to Lantow across the street. Yeah, I'm going to tell you something, Paul. I pumped the brakes on Lantow. I'm going to tell you why. We used to eat there all the time, me and Maryland. And I always used to tell people, if you want to try Filipino food for the first time, go to Lantow. But, man, we went over there one time, man. The food was just so horrible. And I know what it is. It's not the restaurant. It's just the turnover with the cooks. See, that's what you got to be careful of in the Philippines. You'll go to a place, man, and the food is dynamite. Then the next time you go, it's crap. That's the cold hard facts. Okay? Lantow was one of my favorite restaurants. Now I just go next door to the Cafe Racer. What's up, Ron? Because, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I just don't have enough money to be wasting anymore. Because me and Merlin, we like, what's the name of that? I think of it in a minute. But it's like a stew like barbacoa in St. Carlos City. Well, we came there and tried it, man. It was so good. It was so meaty. But then the next time we went, hell, it was like water. No flavor, no nothing. It was just like water with some damn pig feet nubs in it. And I was like, come on, man. And then I went over there with Mike. Remember Mike from Canada? And it's somebody else I went. It was Mike. And yeah, and the other guy who stabbed me in my back from out there in California. Well, we went there and I said, well, let me try this. Because Merlin's mother makes some humba. It's a pork dish. It's so delicious. Merlin's mother can cook. So I said, well, let me try the humba here. Oh, man, it was comical. The portion, the consistency. I never went back, man. That's been about 2 years ago. But they used to be have some of the best food, man. He said, I didn't know you still had the wig. Yeah, Booby had it on the other day. And it reminded me. He said, He just took you wearing a wig as a joke. Yeah, but guys are serious, man. They're like, what in the world is going on? But yeah, I'm gonna get me a massage today. I'm single, man, for a couple of days. You know, meaning I'm on my own. I'm not single. Merle will be here Friday, but I just been kind of walking around. But I'm gonna get a massage. I worked out today. They got a nice gym. It's just kind of small, but they got a nice gym. A really nice swimming pool here. And it's a bunch of expats that live in here. They either renting or buying. But this place is nice when you come on the inside. Then right next to it, they built a damn mall. I'm like, man, go Philippines. But I'm going to give me a massage, get my head shaved because Merlin's not here. And I can do it myself, but I don't like to have them streaks in the back where I done missed hair. You know, because people be on you here, you know, and they'll see right there. Look at that. Hey, Marlon, thanks for the super chat. He said next thing YouTube is going to try to do is ask for the plaque award back. Yeah, or subscriber milestones from the creators. Wouldn't that be something? Well, you know, that the thing about that auto dubbing is they never told us. They just cut it on. Yeah, he said R&B singer D'Angelo died from pancreatic cancer in New York City on the morning of October 14th, age of 51. His music was part of a lot of good memories in my life. Yeah. Lady, he was bad. Hell, Angie Stone died too. They had a child together. Hey, thanks, man. He said, Cal, the truth, you speak not only applies to women in fields, but worldwide. You're giving us gems, Cal, man. I appreciate it, man. You know, sometimes you got to pat yourself on the back because these haters, man, they ain't going to do it. You know. He said, I gave you a video to P because she was having the same problem. I think you solved it. Yeah, if Filipino P says she's having problems, man, something's going on. You know, they were talking about Gojo and pro-life traveler, right? Man, they can't hold a candle to P when P is, you know, in her stride. And she's been in her stride ever since I've been on here. So when she says, hey, my numbers is going down, my income's being affected and everything, she's telling the truth. It was that auto dubbing. If she clicks that auto dubbing, she may not do it because I'm telling her to do it. You know, they don't realize we're not competing. I'm not competing. No two vloggers have the same audience, man. But they don't get it. I'm not competing against those guys. Because it's like, YouTube is like reruns over and over and over. You can watch me and all of them in the same day if you got time. But they think you competing. I'm not competing against those guys, man. I learned that a long time ago. Now, I'm naive on YouTube, but I know that I'm not competing. I compete against myself. I'm trying to put out a better video every time. I want my latest video to be better than my previous video. But yeah, this place is $30 a night, guys. Crazy. He said, hey, folks, if you can listen and watch for free, let's click the like. Thank you. Hey, what's up? But the first cold hard facts that I want to talk about here, this is facts right here. The 72% of y'all watching, no matter where you watching from in the West, would never step foot in the Philippines. 72% of y'all watching me, wherever you watching in the West, you'll never step foot in the Philippines for whatever reason. You don't have the money, you don't have the time, you don't have the time and the money. You going somewhere else. You're still working. Your health. Your wife won't let you come. For whatever reason, 72% of y'all watching this would never step foot in the Philippines. Crazy. So a lot of y'all like, it's just a fantasy, you know. It's going to remain a fantasy. But I'm going to tell you, like Henry David Thoreau says, don't go to your grave with the music still playing in your head. Find a way, man, to get over here. Hey, Confident Boy Speaks, thanks for that super chase. What's up, Unc? I bought my ticket, man. I'll be back in November the 5th. I thought you were going to keep the wig on. Man, people lost their minds over that wig. They say I'm too serious, but then when I loosen up, they don't like that either. So I just got to be me. But yeah, thanks, man. I'm glad that you took that step, brother. Because honestly, I met the guy Jason today. Well, no, I met him yesterday, last night, as a matter of fact. We walked past each other. I was going to Cafe Racer to get something to eat. And then he said, hey, after we got about 10 feet apart, he said, aren't you that guy on YouTube? And I said, yeah. How you doing? And he said, yeah, Sunshine Shoulders. He said, I said, yeah. He said, you inspired me to come over here. He's been there 3 years. He's a white guy. He just happened to be white, man. You know, people actually call me a racist. I'm like, dude, I don't benefit from racism, man. Not a racist. He said, my Philippine wife has been here with me for a year now. Yeah, I know you're happy, man. You really don't have anything to be worried about. Certainly if you vetted her over here. Because they'll run off on you over here. They don't wait till they get over there. Remember, and that's one of the cold hard facts I've got on here. I'm glad you brought this up. But your woman is going to do what she says she's going to do. Most of them do. But Filipinos do have regrets. That's the cold hard fact. They'll wake up one day and look at your old crinkly, wrinkly ass and be like, I made the wrong decision. I'm already where I need to be. I want somebody younger. Y'all see what happened on Rafi Tufo? The woman, this guy, it's one of the few times I've gotten mad when I see a expat get used. They married in 2009, come back into the Philippines in 2017. She done trying to sell all the property behind his back, running around on him, stole all the money out of his bank account. She said she's single now. She can do whatever she wants. Don't speak to him, nothing. And see, you got to understand, this is why I talk to guys the way I do. Some people don't like it. Because all they with their woman now, like this guy, he's been with her for a year. He's still on his honeymoon. He doesn't know that 4 or 5 years, it could all blow up on him. But when you see stuff like that happen to people, good people, this man did 26 years in the Marines. He loved that woman. He literally took her from the mud. Okay? Because the women we deal with, man, I'm sorry, it's just facts. They're very, very poor. We give them a new life. And of course, they give us some stuff in return. It's not a one-way street, but to raise a woman up like that and then for all of a sudden, she has regrets, but y'all don't want to hear because y'all think everybody lives happily ever after over here. No, I tell you that stuff because so you can just have an aha moment. He said, where you at, Cap? You don't ask me. Mammy asked me. I'm in Dumaguete. I'm right across from the boulevard. Well, I'm right on the boulevard. I'm in the Marina Spatial condo community. This is really the only condo community they got here, right? Because Dumaguete didn't used to have condos. This is about 3 or 4 years old, I think. But, you know, they've got about 4 buildings. But it's nice in here. You know, I've always seen it from the outside. I never rented an Airbnb, but I tried to get Heidi's cabin. She's booked up all this for the rest of the year, man. Because she's got just a super place. So I said, well, let me try this place. And I'm glad I did. Maryland's going to like it. Yeah, Brown Sugar, man. He had a whole lot of music. He was really good. He was funky, man. Yeah, see, this is 100% cold hard facts right here that this guy's giving. He said, Filipino women are in constant survival mode, so it's best to learn the culture first. But we're not going to do it, man. We come over here with hot pants syndrome. You got to understand something, guys. You know, I'm going to do a video on it. You always talk about, we always say, oh, yeah, Filipinos play the long game. Well, if it's true, then play the long game with her. Stop playing the short game. Because men are losing in the short game. We give her everything she wants up front. She ain't got to play the long game. Make her play the long game. Make her wait before she moves in with you. Make her wait before you marry her. Make her wait before you apply for that visa. Even to lay down with her. If she want to play the long game, let her play the long game. But we need to stop playing the short game because we're not good with the short game. They become experts in the short game. You see that guy, the other guy on Rocky 2, for 6 months, the woman already took him for $3.8 million. $3 million in property, $800,000 in pesos. That's a fortune already in 6 months. Because we're not good in the short game, but they become very good in the short game. But people always say, oh, yeah, Filipinos, they play the long game. Well, let her play the long game. Okay? String her ass along. Let her earn all of that new life and all that you're going to give her. Okay? Yeah, you can't argue with success. You know, she's good. She's the biggest YouTuber over here. I don't have a problem with P. I don't have a problem with any of these bloggers over here because she's not my competition. I can't compete with a Filipino, man. Y'all done lost your man over these women. That's why when that guy put that in there, oh no, Gojo and Pro-Life Traveler. Pro-Life Traveler gets a lot of his videos from mongers. Most of the viewers on this Philippine YouTube genre are mongers. They want the women, they want to see any skin that they possibly can, and he's picked up on that. See, regular guy used to have that, but they scared him. Remember they came out to regular guy? The Pro-Life Traveler, he's not from America. He's not from North America. He don't scare very easy. He's like, fuck y'all. Yeah, I could, say I'm a predator and all that stuff all you want. I'm going to keep on doing it. And people like that. But he can't touch the P, man. Can't touch the P. I'm sorry. He said, P did what you said immediately. And she'll see it. It may take as big as her channel is, it may take a week or so, but she eventually is going to do it. I mean, she'll eventually see the results. Yeah. He says, Otto Dub is part of the problem. Our YouTube manager at Google said it many times. Yeah, see, but I was just putting it out there. I was just saying, well, hell, it helped me. It may not help everybody. But I just said, okay, let me put it out there because when I said it, oh, my channel, people are tired of me, they said. Your channel's wearing thin. And I'm thinking to myself, no, something ain't right here. I thought they shadow banned me. I mean, I've been saying this for a long time. Y'all been following me. But that's what it was. Because when I saw the woman's video, she said the same thing. And I've seen the difference. In 2 weeks, my YouTube income went up 700, man. I was like, well, okay, here I am. Because I was like, man, what's the point of even being on YouTube if eventually it's going to go down, 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 down? What's going on, I thought. But now I'm encouraged again. I'm getting my little 6 to 10,000 views. That's all I really expect, man. I'm the best at the live stream. I'm not the best making those videos. People make better videos than me. They get more views. It's not about that, though. I know my channel. I'm managing my channel. I'm not managing anybody else's channel. Their views and their income doesn't pay my bills. But when I see my hard work going in the trash, when he sent me that video, I was like, well, thank you. That's the universe rewarding me because I knew something was right. I knew something was wrong. I mean, he said most people are not coming to Asia, period. Yo, 72% of people who watch these Philippine Addicts, Sunshine Shoulders, Old Dog New Tricks, Mike Philippine, even the trolls, if you watch them over here, you're not coming. You won't make it here for whatever reason or not. You don't have the money, you don't have the time. Your health is messed up. Yeah, he said that is higher figure than I would have thought, 70%. It's really not, man. I did a video a long time ago talking about the dark side of the Philippines, why a lot of retirees don't choose the Philippines as a retirement destination. And one of them was the logistics. It's just too far away. If there's an emergency, if they have to go home for any kind of reason. Man, I was watching a video of a Filipino who hadn't been home in 23 years. And just watching the trip made me tired. I mean, I was wore out just watching the video. And I'm skipping through, and I'm like, because, if you've ever done it, I've done it so many times, like over almost 30 times. Man, it takes so much out of you, man. You fly from here to Hong Kong, here to South Korea, here to Japan. Then you got another big 12-hour flight to go. Then wherever you going to in the States or wherever you going. It's just too far. But the third thing I'm going to talk about today, and I'm glad you brought this up, Raymond, is the reason why retirees don't choose the Philippines. It's not as cheap as we think it is. It's cheaper than where you come from, but it's not as cheap as we think it is. And it's only because, I can only speak for Americans. Okay, we just refuse to lower our lifestyle. We just refuse to sacrifice our lifestyle. We think because we got more money, we're going to spend it. We just aren't going to acclimate, I don't want to really say acclimate, but adapt, and try to find that middle of the road solution. We just aren't going to do it. The days of $1,000 a month, man, that's foolishness, man. You can do it, but you're not going to do it. You don't have the discipline to do it. You can do that, but that's just existing over here. Because just like last night, at Cafe Racer, what did I spend for dinner? Which would normally over here be, it could be for a whole day of eating if I'm at home. Let me see. I spent, I want to say, I had the receipt. Let's say 1,000 pesos on everything. That's a lot of money to spend on a meal if you're going to live in the Philippines. I could take that 1,000, I could go to the market, send Merlin to the market and get a kilo of the best fish for about 400 pesos, vegetables and everything like that, and cook us a whole meal that'll feed our whole family for 2 or 3 days. But yeah, it's not as cheap as we think, because we refuse to sacrifice, man, our lifestyle. That's why you see people over here, man, if I haven't seen one guy, I've seen 10. They're paying $800 a month to live in the Philippines. I mean, it's their money, but this is why, a lot of people is like, okay, when you add it all up, to live the lifestyle I really want to live in the Philippines, it's going to cost me about, just say $2,000 to $2,500. And they say, if that's the case, I can find somewhere closer. Mexico, the DR, Brazil, one of those places. I'm not going to fly all the way on the other side of the planet. But that's just facts right there, guys. Hey, Glendale, 8059. What's up? But it's hot over here. That's another cold hard fact. I don't know what's going on right now, but in the Philippines, it's hot. And it's usually hot all the time. Hot. So if you don't like the heat, you ain't gonna like it over here. Every now and then, like toward the end of December and like all of January in San Carlos City anyway, we'll get like a cooling off period. Where it'll really, I mean, the weather will be perfect. But all the rest of the year, you're going to burn up, man. You better go from A to B, and you better not hesitate. You have to walk early in the morning. See, I was going to walk. I went to the gym first because somebody told me, hey, man, work out first, then go walking. So I said, okay, well, I should have known better. By the time I get done with working out, it's 7:37. Man, I went to walk on that boulevard. Man, I turned back around. I said, there's no way. It's unhealthy. I die before I'd even get further enough to make a difference, man. It's hot over here, guys. And a lot of y'all don't really understand that. Y'all don't realize how hot it is over here. Because you're freezing your balls off. You get a break. People used to argue with me all the time. You know, about, oh, I'm from New Orleans. Or I'm from South Florida. Yeah, but y'all get a break. I'm from Houston. That's the main one I get. Elat and all those guys, Monroe, Anderson, a bunch of those guys. Man, trust me. You know, Greg Williams now, you know good and damn well. Ain't no cold spells here. I remember Houston had a damn ice storm a couple of years ago. You ain't getting that over here. He said, hey, Cal, I've been to the Philippines 6 times. I met you at a members meet at a restaurant near Grand Mall. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I remember you now. I'm looking at your profile picture. Yeah, we went to, that was called, I forget, it was a Swedish place. The food's good there, too. Engelberg was the name of that place. Q Adventure set that up for me. As a matter of fact, I had a couple of meet and greets there, man. The food is good. I just didn't like that, you know, they acted like they didn't appreciate it. They never even said thank you to me. And they might have said it to Q Adventures. Hey, Philippine Addicts, thanks for the super chat. They said we love the wigs. Haters means you're the best. I know y'all wear a lot of wigs, but, you know, I wore it before. And something just told me, Booby came in there. I'm sitting there, I'm putting on my shoes, I'm getting ready to do my walk. And she put on the wig. And, you know, she's like, Daddy, look at me. And I was like, oh, let me make a video with my wig today. But thank you. Yeah, you know, but, you know, sometimes, and I know y'all can bear witness to this, Philippine Addicts. You know, you just get tired of all that hate and all that trolling. It's like, why don't you guys take a break sometime? You know, if I have any regrets about YouTube, that's it. Because if I were to walk away from YouTube and give it up, it would be that, man. I didn't retire to have to deal with all of that. I mean, people are so immature. These are grown men. The immaturity is just off the charts in America. I'm not speaking for nobody else because we're the only ones doing it on a consistent basis like that over and over and over and over. Look, let me tell y'all something. And this kind of shocked me, but this is the truth. You can tell when a YouTuber either is running out of content or doesn't have content. There's two things. Number one, he starts talking about other vloggers. It doesn't matter if it's a good way or a bad way. You're running out of content. Certainly if you over here in the Philippines, all the top 5 YouTubers over, bullshit, man. Nobody need that information. You're not helping anybody at all. That's certainly entertainment. If you want to do that, okay. But that's number one. Number two, they'll start reacting to videos. Okay? They'll have somebody else like my video up there and they'll react to it. That's two surefire ways. Those are the cold hard facts over here. That content creators are running out of content. All they got to do is keep it on themselves. You'll never run out of content. Just talk about, what it's like over here. Manage your own YouTube channel. Don't let this audience manage your channel. Yeah, take some suggestions, and everything like that. But don't be, letting them tell you what videos to make and what to talk about and all of that. It's crazy. I mean, they don't take a break. I'm like, don't y'all get tired of hating on people? Evidently they don't. He said, my wife passed her driving test last week. She can now drive herself to work. Oh, I don't know about that one now. He said, because, man, I should have to, when I bought my Filipino wife over there, she was just a perfect wife, man. I didn't have no problems with my wife. It was the men I had the problems with. It got to the point, okay, she was getting a ride with one of her friends. They worked together. Well, they was harassing her so bad that I had to take her to work and pick her up. Because they wouldn't believe she had a husband. Man, men in America, we're so damn thirsty. We're so disrespectful, man. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. But it's true. That's all you got to worry about. But when she starts driving herself to work and all that, man, I don't know. Go back and watch my video, Stop, Don't Bring Your Filipino Wife Home. I'm not talking about don't do it. I'm talking about the risk we run when we do bring them home. You need to watch that video. Because the welcoming committee, that support group is going to be waiting on it. They've already filled their head up. They already told her, hey, you don't need him if you have the removal of conditions, the 10-year green card, the citizenship. We can show you how to get around that. And they cause a lot of expats trouble. It's not your woman. It's that other group of Filipinos that's been there for years. They may have been through 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 relationships over there. They've become Americanized. They disgruntled. They don't want to see her happy. He said, I'm white. You treated me like a brother. Man, I don't have nothing to prove to these clowns, Roger. I live in the state of Kentucky. It wouldn't have benefited me at all to be racist because it's only 8% black. Hell, 80% of my clients were white. I'd be broke. I just wasn't raised like that. That's some antiquated bullshit is what it is. Your skin, you ain't got no choice in the matter. That's junk science, man. But hey, if people want to think that way, go ahead. Yeah, he said, I love it, hot pants syndrome. Well, it is. And this is where they already got one up on us. They already got one up on you. Because once you got that 3 minutes off of your back, you liable to agree to any damn thing. The house and lot, and everything. I've seen guys come over here, man, in 3 days and apply for the damn visa. Y'all act like I don't know what I'm talking about. People go crazy, man, when they get over here. But here's another cold hard fact about life as an expat over here in the Philippines. 20% of expats don't have enough money to handle a $1,000 emergency. They can't afford to date. They really can't afford these women anymore. We've raised the price so high. Okay? But you can fool them. You can fool them. And that's what a lot of guys do until you can't fool them anymore. You can fool them to thinking you got more money than you got. But it's a lot of brokies over here. Remember brokers, erectors? It's a lot of broke guys over here, man. That's just the truth. They want to borrow money. You know, guy texted me the other day, want to borrow some money from me. He said, hey, can you send me $200 on my Gcash? And I'm thinking he's talking about 200 pesos. Because I didn't even think you could send $200 on Gcash. He's talking $200. I'm like, have you lost your damn mind, man? Do you realize I'm over here in the Philippines? I don't loan money. I've got a no loan policy. If he'd have said, hey, give me $20, I'd have gave him 20. But there's a lot of brokies over here, man. Even the guys that make it over here, they have no idea how expensive it is to date a woman over here. Because the expectation is already there. It costs a lot of money to date a woman over here, man. And to maintain her and to keep her. But y'all don't want to hear it. And it still don't guarantee you anything. Remember, Filipinos have regrets. You can do all of that. She can blossom under you and all of that. And then one day she wake up and look over at you because you're still 72 and be like, that's okay. I changed my mind. It happens all the time. But they interview these guys when they first get over here. They don't wait because they say, it ain't no telling. He's liable not to be with the woman 6 months down the road. Let me get the interview now. Where the woman's 22 and he's 72. Well, what's that say about the woman? See, we can agree on one thing and then everything else goes to hell. We can agree that the women are only with us for money. But then after that, people get mad at you. You know good and well that the woman is with you for financial means. Why in the world would a 20-year-old woman be with a 63-year-old man? There's nothing in their makeup that says, okay, it's okay to date a 63-year-old man. There's nothing in their makeup. It's strictly financial. But y'all want to think it's something in their makeup that says age doesn't matter. It matters, man. I'm sorry. It matters. And this is where people get mad at me. I saw, somebody sent me a link to this guy. He's making videos about other vloggers. He's talking about me because hit dogs bark. Here's this guy is. If you look at his video, you would think he's in his 70s. He's in his car. He's on his way to work. He says that, because them videos I made about, Filipinos no longer want old men. Dating as we know it has changed. And, those videos right there. I hit him like a ton of bricks. He didn't like it. So he makes a video saying that all my videos are negative. And why am I in the Philippines if all I do is talk negative about the Philippines? Dude, you know good and damn well that's a lie. But I hit him. It hit him like a ton of bricks. See, the truth hurts. I mean, this guy looks old. I was shocked when he said, I'll be 62 in a couple of years and I can draw my Social Security. I'm like, what? You're not 73 already? And he's on his way to work. You can just see he's miserable on his face. Okay, but he got a Filipino wife. I guess he done came over here, got one, and took her back with him. And he knows that's the truth. There's no way, there's nothing in that woman's makeup, dude, if you're watching me, which I know you are, that will make that young woman want your old tired ass. You riding around making videos in your car. on your way to work, the damn hamster wheel. You're going to die on that damn hamster wheel. That's the facts, okay? But yeah, the truth hurts them guys. That's why they don't like me when I talk like that. I can talk about anything else, but if I talk about the woman don't really love you. Yeah, she loves you like you her grandfather or something. Her father. We seem to think that there's something in a Filipino's makeup that would make her find you guys attractive. They don't find you attractive. In no way. Okay? I'm sorry. He said, I like your opening video. Hell, they don't even want me to have that. It's too long. Take it over. Blah, blah, blah. Look, man, just skip forward. That's all you got to do. He said, you the king in live stream. I just like, yeah, I really react off of y'all. That's why I'm glad my computer's working again. Without these comments, man, I can't. I'm not as, back and forth as I am. He said, who stabbed you? Some guy, man, okay. Everybody knows I was with the dreamer. It was a mistake I made, okay? But he wanted the dreamer. So he's talking behind my back to her. He wants her. Oh, he's with Merlin and this and that. And I'm like, dude, why are you doing that? You don't have to do that. Because I was going to see my son. And I took the dreamer with me. Everybody knows this. Well, anyway, he was flying in because he was supposed to see a woman in Zamboanga. So I said, okay, let's hook up, man. So we went to the resort and we went swimming and everything like that. He fell in love with the dreamer. I mean, he fell head over heels for the dreamer. And man, this woman told me everything he was saying. But he's smiling in my face, sitting right next to me, eating food. We're going swimming. We're on the bus coming back to Dumaguete, just chopping it up. I'm looking after him because, I'm kind of just, hanging out with him. Man, you got to be careful, guys, over here. That's why I say don't bring your woman around these guys. If you're single, I don't want you over my house anymore. It's not that I don't want you visiting me, but hell, bring a woman with you. Don't be looking up my woman up and down because they do it, man. They just do it. I've caught guys, just staring Marilyn up and down. Not looking at her, staring. It's staring a hole through her. It's just disrespectful. Yeah, I really like Filipino Addicts. They're one of the only live streams I can watch because they've got their back and forth. They really got a good back and forth. I wish I still had a partner that I could do a live stream with. But yeah, he stabbed me good, man. Every night she's telling me, yeah, he says, that you should be with him and he's going to do this and do that for her. Everything he's telling her, she's telling me. And I'm just looking at it. Hey, thank you. I like to call it suggestions, really. I don't even call it advice. We were talking about that today in the gym. I said, he said, because he's retired military, Scott Jason is. And, he don't have a problem. He said, yeah, I really like a lot of the advice you be giving. I said, yeah, because you was in the military. All I'm doing is sharing my experiences with people. And some people can benefit from them. But with men, we take that the wrong way. Our ego processes that the wrong way. It's like, well, who is he to tell me what to do? Okay. So we come over here and we get turned upside down because a lot of their favorite vloggers, they're not really giving you anything, man, it's all entertainment, and that's fine. YouTube is part entertainment. But when somebody tries to give you information that can help you the minute you get off the plane. Y'all won't even click on it. All y'all want is the mongering. That's all y'all want. That's the least thing you got to worry about. You know. But yeah, man. 20% of expats don't have enough money. That's a lot of expats to meet a $1,000 emergency. A lot of the men who come over here, you can't afford to date these women anymore. We raised the bar so high, man. It's crazy. It's crazy what I see over here. I mean, you know, like I said, stop playing the short game, because the Filipinos took that short game over. Remember, she has a reputation for playing the long game. Well, make her play the long game then. String her along. Don't move her in the first damn day you meet her. That's the short game. She's going to win every time. When we send money online, that's the short game. When we get married, right in the middle, you know, right in the, you know, there's guys who come over here for 2 weeks. I've got a good friend. His name is Donald, and he lives in America. You know, fortunately, you know, he met a good woman, because a lot of them are good. The majority of the women we meet are good. But that doesn't mean you come over here. He made one trip over here. She was the only woman he met, and he married her. He was over here for 2 weeks. He was 50 when he met her. She was 19. Okay? They don't mean to do that. That's the short game, and they're going to win in that. But we so thirsty, man, that, you know, me talking about the long game to y'all, it's like talking to a brick wall. Yeah, that's not bad. That's really not bad. And like I said, you know, if push comes to shove, she would rather have a younger man, because, like I said, they want somebody attractive too, you know, somebody that has more in common with them. I mean, but you will have men over here that will argue up and down. They hate you because you tell the truth. Okay, man, you know it's the truth yourself. You know that woman don't find you attractive. You know, we're just trying to, so you can protect yourself. Women don't want us for our looks and all that kind of stuff like that. A lot of the women date older men because they don't want a long distance relationships. They told you that. I didn't tell you that. Because they're human beings too. He said, you're so right and on point, sir, because I live on a strict diet. A strict budget, because I work hard in the past year to retire. Yeah, and then over here, you'll come over here and just throw it all out the window. Everything looks like a deal. And pretty soon you'll be looking up, man, you spending. I told you my buddy Angelo Habib, man. Angelo Habib is sharp, man. He comes on he's a member of my channel. He lived in Davao for, I think, 18 months. A nice lifestyle, but he said, man, I'm spending just as much here in the Philippines as I was in Canada, because he would not sacrifice his lifestyle. He would not for 1 minute would he do it. And he was only 44 years old. So he lived in a 3-bedroom, 3-bath house in a gated community over here. He was spending just as much money to live in the Philippines as he was in Canada. And he's not some chump, man. This guy's got a sharp mind, man. He's the type of guy that tracks all his spending. Try that if you think it's easy. Track your spending for a whole month. Every single peso you spend. That's why I don't do budget videos. Because the only time you're going to see me really do a budget video is if I can manage to do that. But until I do that, or somebody else can convince me they've done that, man, y'all can keep those budget videos, man. They're way off. They're way off. Okay, they're way off. We're spending money we forgot we spent. As you get older, you forget, you know. You give the tricycle driver extra you're giving tips extra. That shit adds up during the month. He said your budget is your lifestyle. As you also have to keep in mind, it's going to increase over time. Its cost of living will not keep up. So you have to have a buffer built in with plans to cover the increase. Yeah, that's why 20% of us don't have that over here. And if something really happened, the Philippines carries a lot of us. Okay, it just does. A lot of us have been very, very fortunate that we haven't had to meet $1,000 emergency. But when I have people like Mike Onstead on my channel, y'all act like you've seen a ghost. You don't even want to talk to him. You don't even want to consider anything he says. And I'm like, why would you want to move all the way over here in the Philippines without any type of health care? That's one thing that you really, that should be at the top of your list to have when you're over here. He said, last night the power went out for over 5 hours here in St. Carlos. Wow. Yeah, Merlin told me that. But she said it was raining a lot there too. Maybe that is. He said it gets hard to tell when the power goes out. Man, I hate when it goes out at night. I can deal with it in the day. I can go out there now. And, go to the mall and go swimming. And if it goes out at night, yeah, your ass is grass. But yeah, it's hot over here, man. And people just don't understand that. They just don't get it. It's hot over here. He says, there are any places that are cooler than others? Absolutely. The Philippines has a lot of mountainous regions. Baguio, where we live, there's some mountains surrounding San Carlos City, all in really Negros Island. But are you willing to live up there, really? I had a friend build a nice house up there, but it was just too remote, too out of the way. He still got the house, but they moved to Iloilo. A nice house, man. I mean, beautiful. On a nice piece of land and everything. And, it's just, it sounds romantic and it sounds good until you get up there, man. There's nobody around, nobody. All you get is the sound of them buses and motorcycles roaring past your house. He said, yeah, all that weather in the summer. I don't want to hear it from people. What's Maryland on? What are you doing, booby? Booby. What are you doing, boo? What are you doing? You're on the live stream. Huh? What? What order? Oh, it came? Oh, okay. Well, let me call y'all back. Booby ordered a damn trampoline online, right? Maryland canceled the damn thing when they delivered it. We y'all need to argue with people anymore about the weather, man. He crazy. There ain't no Houston ain't as hot as the Philippines. He said, what's up, big bro? The Bulls win. Bulls win. Just leaving United Center. We beat the Pistons. Yeah, he was wanting to take me to a basketball game, but I forgot why I didn't go with you. I think I was tired or something. I don't know. No, I got there. I would have been had to rush, and he's got. I think he got season tickets to the Bulls. He rolls out the red carpet when I come to Chicago, man. Guy knows every place to go. He's well connected. Chicago, man. If you've never been to Chicago, downtown Chicago, Man, come on, guys. Is there a better place than that? Yeah, he said, Cal noticed the sick grandpa has no one in the world. You have Merle and your daughter. He has nothing. Those guys are jealous, man. I mean, they're immature and jealous. I kind of feel sorry for him, really. I mean, I don't have a problem with him. I mean, he literally should put me on his taxes. As many videos as he made about me. And, anytime he puts Sunshine Shoulders in the description, he gets the most views. I mean, he's got a whole crowd of people. They just love when he talks about me or anybody. They want my downfall, man. They hate us, man. But, success is the greatest revenge. But I tell you, happiness is the greatest revenge. When they see you happy and they see you living the life that they can't live, he's fat and sloppy and out of shape, okay, and miserable. So they talk about people. And then he's got all these other miserable, out of shape, sorry ass human beings edging him on. And so that's what you get. Okay, that's what you get. But they can make all those videos all they want. He better not come up on me. So any of you sick grandpa flunkies out there watching my video, tell him, you can make all the videos you want. You come up on me and my family, it's going to be the end of you. Okay, I'm telling you now. I ain't got time for it, man. I ain't come over here for all that stuff. Those guys just pick with you. And then when you crash out, oh, look, he crashed out. Yeah, 200, man. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what in the world? 200? $200? I thought he wanted 200 pesos. He said $200. Like, holy cow. Yeah, it's but it's part of the entertainment of YouTube. People get entertained by that stuff. As long as he's not talking about them. If he starts talking about them, it's a different story. But as long as, he's talking about somebody else, they like it. But I don't pay him no attention, man. Let him do that stuff. How does he know so much about me? But y'all don't care to know that. Y'all ain't care to think, like, how does he know? He don't know me from the man in the moon. Okay? I'm sorry. But let's go to this next fact. This is a fact right here, but now I'm going to get pushback on this, but the Philippines is nicer than what we've been led to believe. But here it is. We can't afford to access that Philippines. See, so when you look at vloggers, man, we don't have any money. But there's a Philippines that we don't have access to. But I've seen it with my own eyes. I can't afford to live there. I can't afford to move around and shake around in those areas. People talk about the infrastructure. Your money determines your infrastructure over here. The more money you got, the more infrastructure you got. But most of us live around the locals. The Philippines is a whole lot nicer than what you think, man. What's your name was just, where do you think these guys come? The Steph Currys, who was the other guy that was over here that used to be the late night host? He just left here from the Philippines. But one of the first times I came to the Philippines, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie were still married. They were over here on some type of private island they had to themselves. Man, the Philippines is on the money if you got the money. Where you think LeBron James and all them guys be when they come over here? Kobe Bryant when he was alive. I was here when Kobe Bryant was here in 2010. There was nobody bigger than Kobe Bryant in Asia. Not even Michael Jackson was bigger than Kobe Bryant. Where do you think these guys go? And really, these rich people that live here and come here all the time, frequent the Philippines. A lot of these Chinese businessmen, Korean businessmen, they're billionaires, and they're in the Philippines, man. It's a playground over here, but we can't afford it. We don't have access to it. So if you live around the locals, you're going to see a lot of the stuff that we talk about, that they talk about, the negative stuff. Yeah. See, this is my point. I made this point earlier. Ed, he says, I just don't get it. So many topics to discuss, but no, let me be a critic of others. It's a sure sign that they either don't have any content or they've run out of content when they start talking about other bloggers. There's no reason to do that, good or bad. There's no reason for me to make a video. Oh, here's the top 5 bloggers in the Philippines. Here's the top 10. Now you see everybody doing it because they don't have nothing to talk about. I can go right outside this door and find something to talk about. I've got 16 years, almost 17 years of Filipino memories in my head that I can talk about. I've just gotten old, and a lot of them is lost up in here. But that's the easy thing to do. I saw Ace Bachelor Cool. That's his new thing now. Oh, my top 10 list, my top 5 list. I'm like, dude, y'all need to stop. Y'all really need to stop. Pretty soon they're going to be reacting to videos. That's the hustle of the year. Okay, I wish y'all had got into that because that's where all the money is. You don't even have to make content. Let somebody else make it, and then you just sit there in front of it and critique it and react to it. I don't know. I don't understand how they're able to do that. I'm not going to try. Because, 3 strikes and you're out on YouTube. You get 3 copyright, but, that's the hustle right there. These big bloggers, man, they got all that. They don't make any content on their own. They center their content around somebody else's content, no matter what it is. People are always trying to come up with some, niche, right? He says that dude named Sim is the creepiest blogger out there. His content is all about hanging out with squatters. See, I'm not familiar. Because they seem to think, oh, so many bloggers over there. That's why y'all's views are going down. It's really not, man. The pie is big enough, man. You realize that how many billions of people on YouTube every day? Or is it every month? Or is it every day? It's just a lot. Okay, trust me. And like I said, you can go from one viewer to the next, but most of our audience are mongers. Okay? So if you want your channel to go up, you either have a woman next to you, or you talk about women, or you somewhere around showing these young women. And your channel's going to blow up. Okay? But I'm just warning you, they're going to come for you. They're going to come for you. They scared regular guy. Regular guy wasn't really doing nothing, that I don't think that was illegal. But now with the new laws, but I mean, compared to some of these other channels, certainly the Filipino channels, and what they be talking about, man, he was tame. But see, here's what happens. Your audience is going to turn on you like they turned on me. When you first start out, they love you. But then when you blow up and they know you earning money and you living a good life, then they turn on you. They turn on you. So all those new guys who are out there, I've been where you been. You better enjoy it because they're going to come. They're coming for you. It's just a sick environment we're in. Yogo and all those new guys, they popular now. They're gonna get jealous of you, man. I already see stuff already now. Oh, look at him, he's with a married woman and all that stuff. Like, come on, guys. But that's what they do. And he ain't even been on here long, 6 or 7 months. Pretty soon they're gonna turn on him. Just like they turned on me and a lot of the other ones. But after a while, I would think, because you don't really see too many negative videos about Paul anymore. I don't. And they don't go they're not as hard hitting as the ones that they make about me. I mean, they get personal with me. I was thinking, because I'm naive, guys. Remember, I'm naive on YouTube. I was thinking, like, damn, it's been 5 years. Don't you cocksuckers ever get tired? But they don't get tired. He said, I met Sim. He's not a bad guy. As he teases me about running around with my Bluetooth speaker, he is an adventurer of borderline behavior. I don't know what he does. I've never seen him. Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you something. He said, I'll be walking down the street singing to the lost men living in a world getting colder, to the everyday man that's been carrying boulders. Man, Blizzard Abroad, man, he put his foot into that theme song, man. The first time I heard it, he's like, man, I made you a theme song. He said, let me know if you like it. He said, if not, I'll get rid of it. Man, the first time I even heard that, man, Booby knows that song. I promise you this. And when y'all see Marilyn next time, ask Marilyn. Marilyn's mother knows that song. He said, first they love you, then they hate you. They do, though. They turn on you, man. It's just a sick crowd that we cater to. It doesn't matter who it is. I've seen them turn on all the big guys. They build us up, then they want to tear us down. Some of my biggest haters were my biggest supporters. I've got the emails. I got receipts. I never get rid of that stuff. I keep it because it shocks me. They were my biggest supporters. I mean, if I ever had to pull out these receipts, it would shock y'all. It's some of the stuff. And then some people are such fanboys that if you don't give them the time that they think they deserve, like, fool, I'm just a regular guy over here. You made me a celebrity. I'm not a damn celebrity. They want your time. Oh, so if you don't remember them, I did not remember. Do you remember that we talked? Then they get mad at you. Then they want to make videos about you. Oh, you didn't return my email back in enough time. It's crazy, man. It's really, really crazy. Yeah, there's some serious money here. But the Philippines are a lot nicer, though. First of all, here's a cold, hard fact I'm going to give you. Because I like to talk about expats. I don't know enough about Filipinos for real and the Filipino culture as I want to. I'm learning every day. But there's some expats who come over here. I tell y'all what I see. That have only been to one island. They've never been anywhere else. If they come to Dumaguete, they stuck here in Dumaguete. They don't go anywhere. They go to Cebu, they're stuck there. They go to Manila. They've only been to one island. They come over here. There's no island hopping. There's no traveling around. But then they'll make a video on how bad the Philippines is. This is what y'all getting, see, because y'all don't know. Y'all on the outside looking in. I'm on the inside. I'm over here. I'm like, dude, you never even been anywhere. You haven't even scratched the surface of this place. How you going to talk about it and what it has and what it doesn't have? You're just talking about the general stuff that everybody talks about. But it's a whole lot nicer, man. I'm telling you it is. When I used to when I first used to come over here, and I didn't know any better, and I was spending big money like that, man, I lived a life over here. But there's no way I could live no more than 2 or 3 weeks like that. I couldn't be an expat over here living like that. And that's what happens. Some guys, they shoot their load in 2 weeks. So now they got a whole 2 weeks. You know how long that 2 weeks must be to be broke over here? This is the worst place in the world to be broke. That's a cold hard fact. Don't get broke over here. This is the worst place to be broke because you're always gonna want to do. There's always something else to do or something else to want over here. And when you broke like that, I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it. He said, I saw more brothers than ever yesterday. We're getting a memo from somebody. Yeah, but you know, the memo's always been out there, man. Brothers have been coming over for a long, long time. You know, basically the military and all that stuff. The reason I started my community is because I used to walk past. It didn't matter if it was a brother, white guy. If it was a foreigner, certainly an American, we just walked past each other. Man, when I was over here in 2009, it was crickets, man. You could be the only 2 people in the whole terminal and the whole airport, and you're gonna look at each other like you're invisible. And it gets lonely over here, man. So I said, let me make a community. It flashed across my mind. Let me start this community because I need to know more people over here. So we have the meet and greets and stuff like that. That's not my, invention. That's not something I made up. But I said I'm going to join in on that. And man, some of the best times I've ever had in the Philippines has been at them meet and greets. But I certainly know a lot of people from all over the world now. Yeah, it's a definite no-no over here. It's being broke, man. Just make sure you got your money together. You don't have to be a baller. I'm just saying, you want money every day because you know how it is. If you ever went to a casino, any gamblers out there, and you lose your money, and you start thinking about all the stuff you could buy with the money you just thrown away, same thing over here. There's always something else to do, something else to buy, somebody else to see over here. And it's when you broke, when people start coming around. Some girl might be interested in you, and you can't even take her to the movies. You can't even take her to the Calendarium and buy a damn, what they call, what's that chicken intestine? Esau and rice. You got me and Livy over here living check to check. I don't want to have one day of being broke over here, man. He said, there are no support systems to fall back on other than the Philippines. So, and then nobody's going to, nobody's going to help you, Sometimes, you might luck out and walk around, somebody buy you a beer or something, and then they're going to talk about you for the rest of the time you over here for having bought that damn beer. Oh, okay, he says, for your information, the immigration office is down the 4th floor in G Center Mall in Cebu. Now, what about the immigration over in Lapu-Lapu? Is that still open? Does anybody know? Because they say that's pretty quick, down in the basement. I've walked past it 1,000 times. I've never used it. Hey, Hal, thanks for that super sticker. He said, home now, catching up. What's up with the thumbnail pic, Cal? Yesterday, Willie D said that Trump may commute Diddy's sentence this week. Did it happen? No. See, people think I don't know what I'm talking about. Man, don't you know I've had that thumbnail for years. When Diddy first got, when they was first talking about arresting Diddy, remember they did the raid on his house and stuff? And then they finally, locked him up. I pulled that off the internet because I said, I put it on my community page. Look at it. I said, don't worry, Trump. I said, how crazy would it be if Trump pardons Diddy? Oh, I got all kind of pushback. And I said, well, hell, he's pardoned worse people than Diddy. Him and Diddy was partners before. They were friends hanging out, probably screwing the same women and all that kind of stuff. And that's a perfect example. That's Diddy in his prime right there. Okay, and then Trump in his slime. But yeah, that picture, it's a diabolical picture. And for people to think that Trump, look at he just commuted the sentence of that guy. What's that guy that committed all those crimes? He was a senator or something. Okay, he's getting ready to get out. Now, it ain't happened yet. Now, that was something that I put up a long time ago, and I just grabbed it out of my library. Because that's the cold hard facts right there. Them two are connected. He'll give it a little time, let the dust settle. He's going to get Diddy out of there. Diddy got too much money. Trump is a hustler, man. Trump, if you give Trump money, man, he'll sell his mother's soul. I'm sorry, man. It's just how it is. He's getting rich in that White House. Yeah, Trump's going to do that, man. It's in the bus. That's an old photo I pulled off the internet a long time ago. Because I knew that when I saw the picture, I was like, well, hell, Trump's gonna. I'm thinking if Trump gets elected, he's gonna pardon the man. But whoever thought Trump was gonna be elected? Okay, he said, yeah, I did that on purpose. That's Diddy in his prime and Trump in his slime. Yeah, I ain't no doubt about that. But see, these guys, they always worried about, these are rich guys who are playing around with our future. But people don't understand that. So a lot of the social networks and stuff that they be talking about getting rid of, it doesn't affect them. But I was watching a video the other day, a young lady was talking about, why ain't y'all fighting back over there? Okay, they'll fight me. They'll hold me accountable. Oh, we're going to expose such and such. But you won't fight back over there. I ain't got nothing to do with you losing jobs, your farms shutting down, construction shut down, the dollar getting weak and all that stuff, the economy in the shambles. We on the verge of World War III. You're not fighting back over there. But let me make a video about cutting the damn auto dubbing off and y'all give me a damn fit. Fight back over there. That's what me and Jason was talking about. That's why we came over here, to get away from all of that. See? Y'all don't understand. The Philippines doesn't get enough credit. You can literally leave all that stuff behind. Unless you come over here and get involved with some expat group and have to sit there and listen to the stuff. But you can come over here and it's crickets. The peace and the serenity and everything that's going on over here, it's almost like shutting your window from all that noise that's going on over there. But they're always going to talk about that. Medicaid and all that stuff. He's shutting down the health care of millions of people. Because he don't have to worry about Medicaid. Certainly by being the president of the United States, he has access to the best health care in the world. So why does he care? Man, y'all crazy, man. Yeah, George Santos. Yeah. Yeah, but did you tell me who's worse, him or Diddy? Who's worse? Them two celebrity real estate agents, what was their name? They just got out. Trump cut their sentences. Because they said $1 million and you can get a pardon or a commutation of your sentence. Commuting the sentence for $1 million, how much it costs. What's up, Sperling? I mean, if anybody's shocked by that, when it happens, ain't no if. There's no pushback against him. But see, here's my problem. When people talk about Trump, they come for you. But if you talk about that other side, Obama, Biden, it don't bother me. Harris, I'm like, God. But if you talk about Trump, man, I've lost friends and supporters on my channel because I don't like Trump. But they don't understand. I don't like any of them. They're all rich and entitled. Doesn't matter what side of the aisle you on. They don't look after our best interest. But it's something about Trump that got people all up in their feelings, man. He doesn't have our best interest in mind, in hand, or nothing. Okay, I'm sorry. But people will come after you, man. You say something about Trump. Hey, thanks, man. I've already got an expat support group. This is it. Every time we have a meet and greet, man, like when that guy was talking about he came to the meet and greet in Lapu Lapu, there had to be 60 people there. But we had a meet and greet in Lapu Lapu at the Morning Glory Grill. Derek Q set that up. We had over 60 people. Man, them places, man, them meet and greets be all that. But see, I got the idea. If you really want to come to a good meet and greet, come to one that Paul and Justin, these guys here in Dumageddon, hundreds of people show up. I mean, I'm going to tell you at least 100, 125 people. The last meet and greet they had, I don't know, it was more than that. But the last one I attended here was over in the Ground Zero. There had to have been 125 people there, maybe more. It was crowded. It was packed. Every table was sold out. And people were standing around, milling around outside. But my thing is, we're going to put together this unofficial expat resource center. That's what's missing. It's going to be something like a USO center where people can come. It'll be in a place like Dumageddon, Cebu, Manila, one of those places like that, where expat new in town can come there, shoot pool, drink coffee, talk with other expats, a hangout for expats instead of the bars. Because Angeles City has unofficial expat resource centers, but they're the bar. You know, there's always a problem with the bar. Oh yeah, this is a good idea. Because my house is about 54 square meters. You say, hey, Calvin, I'm planning to retire in Lapu Lapu. I'm building a small 2-bedroom, 1 CR. That's all you need. That's all you need. Why we come over here and spend these tremendous amounts of money? Okay, remember I told you, it's not as cheap for Americans over here as we think, because we're not going to sacrifice our lifestyle. We're too closed-minded. You know, you can have the biggest house. I had a 3,700 square foot house before me and my American wife were divorced. And don't you know I spent the majority of my time in my bedroom? I spent all that money on that walkout basement and very seldom went down there. I used to keep my files down there, my customer files. That would be it. It's the same over here. You just don't need all that room, man. But it gives you a good feeling to know that you own the place. Even though, you know, if you're married over here, you got certain rights. If your marriage is registered here, you got certain property rights. You may not can't, officially own the land, but if it divorced, you do half of it. I'm watching that on Robbie Tubo now. Guys going through that. But just knowing that I've got a place in San Carlos City, man, it's just a big weight off your back, man. You know, I'm not paying rent. It just makes me feel like I belong here. And I didn't break the bank to do it. You know, I think guys do that. You know, we're still with that keeping up with the Joneses stuff, because I'm like, dude, it's the Philippines. You'll come over and spend all that money. I mean, it's your money, but more than likely, if something were to happen to you, you break up or whatever, she's going to have to sell it. She can't afford to maintain that thing. I'm sorry. He said Trump just tore down the West Wing. Wow. You're kidding me, right? Unbelievable. You know, everything is it's tremendous. It's the greatest, you know, he probably says the greatest demolition of all time, he probably said. Yeah, it's just something about Trump. If you say something, I mean, people they be ready to fight you. I'm like, you don't know Trump, man. Trump don't care nothing about you. I mean, he not one policy has he put forth that's going to help your stupid ass. But if somebody practices their First Amendment rights, you get all up in your feelings. Ain't none of them fought for their country, but you know, those days, all we get is wimps in the White House now anyway. Those days of Dwight D. Eisenhower and all those ex-military guys becoming the president, all them days is over. All you now is get these rich, entitled fools up there that only take care of their own, the rich and the elite. They don't give a damn about you. What would make them get rid of all that Medicaid? Now the government shut down. But y'all want to push back on any video I make. If I say women over here are taking our money and using us, oh, y'all get mad about that. But when they take your health care over there, you can't afford to pay your rent. The government shut down. It's crickets. Oh yeah, it's going to happen. I put it out there in the universe, and the guy sent me just an initial basic business plan. But I got to think it all the way through. I got to sit down with some people who really know what they're doing, you know, and make sure that we got all our I's dotted and T's crossed, because the haters are going to come. They're going to send the people there, you know, because they're jealous. Instead of them just coming on and being a part of it, they want to stand back and try to destroy it. Why do you think it costs more to build a house than to tear one down? Those are the people who want to tear shit down. Imagine you spend all that money to get that house built, and then some salvage man comes around and they pay him $1,000 or $2,000 to tear the damn house down. And he can keep all the bricks and whatever it is that he can salvage. It costs more to build a house than it does to tear it down, guys. It's easy to tear a house down. And people just, we're human beings. There's nothing divine about us. I have no faith in the human race. I lost it. I love people, but I've lost faith. We're never going to do the right thing consistently. So whenever I read about something crazy, it's just what we do. Just what? Down in Mississippi, was that Mississippi? Where it was a homecoming or something? And those people killed 6 people and shot and injured 20 people. And over an argument or something. I forgot what it was over. But it just keeps happening over and over and over in America. And we think it's a gun problem. You know, it's crazy, man, you know, but that's going to happen, the Expat Resource Center. It doesn't have to be anything fantastic initially. Because as people see it coming together and see that it's there, you know, somebody new can come there, hey, man, you know, drink a cup of coffee and read a newspaper, because I'm going to have physical newspapers there. A pool table, or whatever it is, you know. hey, we might have some rooms in the back where you leaving, you might be leaving the country the next day. Hey, okay, stay there. You might be down on your luck. Maybe you can come over there. And we can, put you up for one night, buy you a meal or something to hold you over. But it's mostly about camaraderie. It's most about support. Maybe have the immigration people come in once or twice a month. We'll pay them to do that. And they can do everybody's extensions or even, okay, just like JRC over here in Dumagetti, they go once a week over to Sicky Hall. And they do all the visa extensions and stuff. Answer all your questions. But all we want to worry about is a woman over here. Man, we sell ourselves so short over here. That's the cold hard fact. Most expats sell themselves short chasing a woman over here. Okay? I'm sorry. Yeah, this is, man, I feel so good. I feel so good. My daughter's got a place to stay. My woman, my family's got a place to stay. But it's mostly me, it's just that, how it is, if you renting, it's just a feeling like, anything could happen. When you have a place that's paid for and it's yours, it's just annoying. It's just a feeling, I can't explain it. But it makes me feel like, that I'm a part of this place. It's like, that's one thing I don't have to worry about. And even if something were to happen between me and Merlin, I would do it again, but I would do it differently. But nothing's going to happen. But even if it did, my daughter's there. What's she say? Some what? Fluted? He said, Cal, you should put some fluted panels on your island? What's that? In your house? I don't understand. You just don't have to break the bank over here, though. That's one of the things where the Philippines really is more affordable than America. You really can build a house. You just don't have to build a bigger house for a whole lot less than what a bathroom addition would cost in America. Hell, a shower, damn near shower installation where you take out the bathtub and all that and and reconstruct all of that. I met a guy in Bacolod at the immigration, and him and his wife built a house for, it was 12,000, it was 600,000 pesos. So at the time, the peso was 50 to 1, so it was like $12,000. It was a nice house. This is what got my wheels turning in my mind. I was like, I can do that. Why do I want to keep renting? This guy, it was just him and his wife, but I think their house was a little bit bigger because I don't think it was all hollow block. But this guy, it was just him and his wife. They built their house for 600,000 pesos. But, it was on her family's land. But imagine doing that and you're done with it. That's it. I've already got my money back, guys. It's already over 4 years that house has been erected and finished. We've been in that house over 4 years. If you just basically, you couldn't live in a place like that for less than 25 or 30,000 a month. Times that by 48 months and see what you come up with. I've already paid for that house. By the rent that I don't have to pay. He said, I joined the military in 2006. Since then, I've literally never heard a person say, please come back to the USA. Not one person. What do you mean? That's asking you to come back? Yeah, I'm gonna have to do something. Are you talking about on my cabinets? Is that what you're talking about? Because we have to keep painting them things every now and then, because we use that. The paint over here, they don't use the water-based paint. It's an oil-based painting. Man, when you paint in your house, you got to leave the house. It's almost like having the remember the Orkin man used to come over your house and spray. You have to leave. That's what that paint, man. It's just too strong over there. But yeah, it just it just gives me a feeling like you said. He said renting is knowing any day there could be a note on your door and your home is not your home anymore, and you got to deal with something goes wrong. You don't like something, you got to check with the landlord. Depending on who the landlord is, and just all of that. Then the rent keeps going up, it never goes down. It's just something that you should think about. But in front of your island, but what are you talking about? What do you mean by island? My island? You mean outside? Like my patio in front of the guest house? Is that what you're talking about? He said, yeah, my new shower in California cost me over $13,000. See, in 2022, it's probably more now. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. He said P built a 2-bedroom concrete house last Christmas for less than 10,000 US, and yet Filipino neighbor built 1.5 million. As his crew have problems, as one bad apple can cost you. Yeah. I know when I built my house and then I saw Filipino P built her mother and father a house, but it's a smart thing to do. You know, I met July. Remember July when her channel was really booming and everything. See, she probably needs to cut out that auto dubbing. See, she's somebody that could probably help because her channels went way down. But anyway, when she was at the top of her game, and you can ask her and her boyfriend, I told her, I said, look, while you going good right here, because YouTube, you don't know what YouTube's going to do. It's so fickle. Your audience is so fickle, and then, it's not like you've got the best content in the world. You need to buy you a house. You need to buy you a house and a lot. You need to have something where you can look at it and see that's where my money's going. But the women that we deal with, and she's one of them, they just aren't good with money. So when you have children over here, no matter how much your child support is, they're just going to live better in the squatters area or better in the province. They're not going to take that money and do anything with it. That's why it's very important that I stay in shape, that I stay on top of things, so Booby can be taken care of. Even if I sent, man, they're just going to live better in the squatter area or the province. Take my word for it. They are not good with money, man. They're going to spend that money. They're going to waste it. Yeah, he said 20,000 for a new roof. He said, this is something though right here though, Paul. He said, I redid a complete CR. Man, that must be a heck of a CR. For under 30,000. Plumbing, you talking about in the Philippines. Plumbing, tile, new piping, new fixtures, and paint and exhaust fan, and 2 laborers. Me as working supervisor, so some things are cheaper here big time. Yeah, but hell, you could have built a house for that. I'd like to see that. That's really a nice CR. Yeah, he said, I don't hear about July anymore. Yeah, sometimes you got to take, you got to strike while the iron is hot, guys. If you a YouTube channel, those views, you just don't know. The algorithm changes all the time anyway. But the reason I know the auto dubbing works, man, I hadn't had a video that had 25,000. I can't remember. It's been years. Okay. I have like one or two when I said it's too late, and then I said I didn't save enough money for retirement. But most of my videos, man, they way down. I had 2 this month. When I cut that auto dubbing off, it may not help everybody, but it helped my channel. You know, like I said, I don't want my money too much. I don't really care about my money anymore to the point where I don't have to make 3,500, 4,000 anymore like I used to. Okay, I'm good with 2,000 because I don't want it messing with my Social Security benefits. But you can look at your channel and know that something's going on. But anyway, if you got a channel and you're riding that wave, man, you got to do something with that money, man. Because you never know. Those days don't last. And so many of them now looking back like, shoulda, coulda, woulda. Shoulda, coulda, woulda bought that house and lot. Or whatever it is. Help my mother more. But people seem to forget where they come from a lot of times. Remember, Filipinos have regrets. You know, sometimes you build them up like that and they'll forget, man. They'll forget where they come from, man. They'll change on you like a dime. And you'll be like, is this the same woman I met? This little bitty shy province girl? But thank you, Lonely Farang, for the super chat. He said, hey, Cal. He said, hello, Cal. Support you 100%. Man, I appreciate it, man. Thank you. I mean, it means a lot. I don't take it for granted, man, because I just really don't get a lot of support like that, you know. But I don't really care, you know what I'm saying? But I just really don't. I know that most of my viewers are hardworking people. They only have so many pesos that they can, you know, support people. And it's just so many YouTubers over here. Mostly the women YouTubers get all the money. I get that. But thank you, man. He said, hey, Cal, when building a house, do you have the house and land in your spouse's name? Because foreigners can't own land. How does that work exactly? Yeah, but, you know, this is the whole point about vetting and knowing what you're doing. And it's just, isn't the whole life a gamble? You know, a lot of times, if that's going to stop you, remember, I only spent 20,000. If I spent 100,000, I'd be worried. Loyal to the soil. You know, if you spend 10, 15, 20, 25,000, you don't have to worry about that. Yeah, the principle is, yeah, you can't really own it, but there is ways that if you got the right visa, there's a lot of things you can do. If you got the SRV, the 13A or something like that, where you can build that house as a business. Now she owns 60% and you own 40%. But I would come over and talk to a lawyer, but if you're going to spend the kind of money that you can spend to build a house over here, you wouldn't have to worry about that. See, I'm like a catch-22 because my daughter, man, I've got a daughter. She's going to grow up here. Even though we're about to get her U.S. citizenship, she's going to grow up here. She has to have some place to stay. I don't want her to stay in the squatter area. I don't want her in the province if I can afford it. I want her to have her own place where she can come home and get on Wi-Fi, watch TV, eat a sandwich, have aircon and all that stuff. You know, it's not, I didn't do that for me. But yeah, if you spend a lot of money, I would worry about that. But basically, he said you don't own land in the States. Why are you worrying about owning, a house or land over here? Well, you know, it's just, that's how we are, Thomas. He said, I'm looking for a lot now over here in, what's this, Enopakan, lady? Trying to set myself, up for later on down the line. Now, here's something I can give you. The closer you buy to the city proper, the more expensive it's going to be. Then the further away you get from the city proper, the less it's going to be. You build in one of these municipalities, maybe even up in the mountains. If you got transportation, the land's going to be a lot cheaper in the province. But yeah, I got to get out of here too. I'm going to go get me a massage. But that's something to think about. If you build in the city proper, it's going to cost you. Certainly in one of these expat alley cities, it's going to cost you. Yeah, your whole life is a gamble, you know. It's annoying though. But like I said, when I built that house, it was just annoying. I just knew that, you know, Maryland wasn't going to kick me out. But remember, they have regrets. Who knows what's going to happen a year from now, 6 months from now, next month. But my daughter would still be there. Okay? And, you know, Booby's going to be getting a check. So that's going to help. And then some other guy would eventually, Maryland would be able to maintain that. All she'd have to do is pay the electric. He said she wants a house after 6 months. Yeah, that's the short game. They took it over from us. They learned from us because they're used to playing the long game, but now they're playing the short game now. Okay, because we're playing the short game. We front loading these relationships, guys. No, these women over here have patience. Let me tell you something. Filipinos have patience of a saint. Okay, their patience is a whole lot more than yours. They can wait, but we're not making them wait. We're giving it all to her up front. She has no reason to hang around. She has no reason to play the long game. Stop with that long game stuff. Y'all keep repeating that stuff over and over. They're not playing the long game anymore. We took it away from them and giving them the short game. What reason is it for her to play the long game when you giving her everything in the first 6 months of the year? Certainly in the first 2 years. Okay? What? Tell me that. So stop with that, oh, Filipinos are playing the long game. No, they're not. We destroyed the long game over here, and they might be playing the long game somewhere else. There is no long game over here, guys. Stop with that. We've shattered that. We've destroyed that. It's the short game they're playing, and they're playing it well. Okay, so thank y'all so much for your super chat, super stickers, all your support for Sunshine Shoulders, man. I really appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and get me a massage. Where can I get a nice massage here, Paul? I don't want to go. I used to have a favorite place here, but Maryland had problems here. And they won't get another peso from me. You know, man touching up on Maryland. See, she didn't tell me till we were gone. I had immediately to file a case against him, you know. And then they're going to try to act like Maryland, you know, until Maryland said, yeah, I'm going to the police, did the management decide they want to take her serious? You know, there's no way a man should be giving a woman a massage. I'm sorry, man. Okay? There's just no way. So I won't give him, but they got a good staff. The women they got working there, it's a good staff. I just like a woman to give me a massage because of her hands. I don't want some old hard brick hands giving me a massage. Like the Incredible Hulk giving me a damn massage. He said down at the end of the, yeah, but I want a real massage. I don't want to sit up in the chair like this and let them blind people, you know, rub your back. You can't get comfortable. And then they really don't know what they're doing. The last time me and Marilyn got a massage over a leg massage, man, my legs were so sore. They don't know what they're doing, man. They just rubbing your legs to your muscles, man. Cry for help, man. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. See, that's why she didn't tell me. Because when we left, I looked at her, man, and Marilyn started crying. I'm like, what's wrong with you? And she said, yeah, that man. And then here come the man downstairs because he know he done something wrong. You know, but she wait till we get back and tell me. I want to lay down. I might just go to Nuet Thai. Even though I don't really like that one on the boulevard. They got two. I've been to both of them. It's better than nothing. I like Bacala. Bacala has the best massages in all the Philippines. You go to that Cocoon Spa in the El Fisher, that's the real deal. But take care, y'all. See y'all next time. If you're in Dumaguete, man, you want to go get a bite to eat, man, or walk up and down the boulevard, man, and people watch, hit me up on my WhatsApp or hit me up on my email.